Hi, welcome to Ewetopia Farms. How's it going, Lynn?
You're supposed to say hi. Hi, I'm Lynn,
And I'm Arnie.
and we'd like to welcome you to another episode at Ewetopia Farms.
What's going on?
First order of business is feeding grain to the coveralls. So even though we do things without the use of conveyor belts and giant mixers and stuff, we use our skid steer for just about everything, and Arnie doesn't have to lift all these pails to the barn. He just has to feed them. We have the handy skid steer to carry it. And luckily our barns are designed so that the three coveralls, 1, 2, 3, are all adjacent, so it's really easy to move sheep from barn to barn and to feed sheep. First barn we always do is the ewes. See, they have the whole barn, but because he fed the other side first, everyone runs to that side, and this side they all have free rein. There's just over 90 sheep in this barn at the moment because we got some in breeding groups. In a few more days we'll be putting these girls into breeding groups. There's still a few in here that we're going to have to cull out, and once they go through the chutes for the breeding groups, we'll find out who they are. But there are a couple of them in here that just never recovered from worm overload, and I think they're weakened enough that they're never going to do well. So those girls are unfortunately going to have to be culled out. But most of them are in pretty good shape. I see here this tall one there right in the middle. She's going to have to go, unfortunately. And probably this one here. Just poor condition. That barber pole worm is a devastating one when it gets into your flock. And I used to be one of those people that wanted to save everyone and never give up. But the research says that that doesn't really work long term. That the ones that don't recover along with the rest of the group are usually the ones that are going to be getting worms year after year and causing you trouble year after year. And not only is it an inconvenience for us, but you see what they look like when they go like that. Like, it's not healthy. It's not good for them either, so they're suffering. So this year we are going to cull heavily for those that don't recover and try to establish a little more immunity in our flock, because by far the majority have recovered, bounced back, and look fantastic. It's just those odd few. And I see what happens in the healthcare system in Canada anyway, like, because my mom's in a home right now and with Alzheimer's, and she's in late stage, and she doesn't recognize anyone. She can't feed herself, she can't do anything herself, and I don't know, it's like a license to torture people. It seems extremely cruel when you go in those places, the suffering, and I do think it's keep them alive because of the money, and I know that I don't want to ever have to go through that. So as bad as it is to have to send some off to market, their demise will be very quick, and they've been looked after well while they've been here. And if we left them here, they're just going to wither away and die suffering. So now that I'm older and beginning to think more about mortality, you begin to realize the way you would want to go. And I'm sure pretty well everyone would agree that they'd want to go really quickly, not prolonged and suffering. So I'm wrapping my mind around that kind of thing now, and looking at it as doing the best for my animals and for us long term. And while I was chatting, Ernie rolled out a bale. Now he's overheating because, again, we got a scorcher. It's supposed to break. This is supposed to be the last really, really hot day, but it's extremely hot today. So kind of between barns, you kind of have to take a break. Now we're going to feed this barn. We already fed the front half. And there's the Dorsets. The ones we trimmed yesterday. Now they look like little Dorsets. They don't look like alpacas. I think we did a pretty good job on their heads. And we're going to just leave the legs, except for the 3 we pull out to be show sheep. And we'll get the show sheep ones trimmed up a bit, but like the heads, we will leave the wool on to show that they do have the Dorset traits, which are to have woolly legs and the woolly cheeks and the woolly poll. That's why we leave it on for showing. So if the judge really likes the conformation but isn't sure about her Dorset breed type, he can see that very easily. If you cut it off, they could be anyone. You could be bringing in a Rito and saying it's a Dorset, because the wool characteristics are totally different on those 2 breeds. But if you cut the wool completely off, they look pretty well identical. There, you can see how nice they look. I'm going to say that this one's going to be a show sheep. I'd be surprised if she's not. Hi, you're looking lovely. Would you like to be a show sheep? You look like you should be. Is that itchy? Oh, yes. See how pretty they look now? And she's got the wool on those legs. The front legs, she doesn't have too much wool, just a little bit, so those can be left alone, and we'll just tidy up the back legs for the shows. And she'll get a bath, so we'll scrub her little top knot off. Hi, you're beautiful. And the final coverall. The rams are right by the grain bin, so they know where it's all coming from. Ben, stop.
It's Arnie from Ewetopia Farms. And you can see a little cloud there. It looks kind of suspicious. So it's extremely humid right now. Like really bad. Kind of odd feeling. And that's kind of freaky looking, that little storm there. But I'm thinking we're going to get some bad rain coming in here. Normally, when I was younger, you never wanted bad storms. But Yeah, any rain right now is a bonus. So we're kind of starting to dry out a little bit. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here in a few minutes. I'm doing, we're going to change a feed program tonight on some sheep because we have a little problem. Some of the lambs are getting a little loose on the manure, and I don't understand why. They're getting second cut alfalfa, and I think I'm going to take the lambs and I'm going to take the protein away from them tonight. I'm just going to feed them corn and barley, for a little bit of corn and barley for their diet. I'm going to pull the protein out because some of these lambs have got a little loose on me, and it's like they got parasites, but they have not been outside. So they shouldn't have parasites, but not saying they wouldn't have parasites. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here tonight. I'm going to feed them in a few minutes. And I'm just showing you this freaky looking sky right now. It's actually getting worse. Looks like we're going to get some rain. I see, so you have a shot of this beautiful sky here. Sky's acting up. It's getting pretty dark right there. So where we live, in that direction right there, is the city of Kingston. That's our major city. So that's southwest. And actually, I don't think you can see that, but you can actually see the shelf there. See the shelf cloud? Right there. And then there's another shelf cloud right on top of that. Kind of weird looking. And I'm thinking that we're in for a downpour. Because that's a normal direction for the storms to come in on that southwest is where we get most of the big storms. When the fall comes, we get the storms where we call it Europe. So there is England out that way, and that the wind current will change that way. That's when you get the real bad storms in November. You remember the November gales brought down the Edmund Fitzgerald? But that is probably going to be a rainmaker, I'm going to guess. Oh, did you see that? See, my neighbor looks pretty small there. Should go and buy him out. Anyways, I'll talk to you shortly. I'm going to make it over to the house before I get drenched on. Well, Buddy here is all ready for the storm, aren't you, Buddy? Oh, yeah. Good night for sleeping. But don't get wet. So Buddy's looking at, oh, there's some corn. And I signed an agreement with Pioneer that I wouldn't grow any. So I'm gonna let them know about that. Well, we'll leave Buddy alone. Gonna head over to the house, and you can see it's rolling in right now. I hope it rains. You know what they always say? They always say you can complain about a dry year, or you can complain about a wet year, but you got a lot more on a wet year than you do on a dry year. On a dry year, you have nothing. On a wet year, at least you can get something off those fields. But anyways, there's that shelf cloud right, and I'll see my finger, oh, there's my finger, right there. Going right across. And if you look at that post, you can actually see it moving pretty fast. So I don't need severe weather, but I do want to have a rain. Oh, a little lightning there. I'm going to get out of here before I get electrocuted. We do have some green grass, so. Okay, I'm going to call this almost supper time for me, so I'm going to go in the house and see, have maybe a rum and coke on the porch. And I'm going to settle in for the evening, and I think you're going to be talking to Lynn next time you get on the site here. Talk to you later. Bye. There's the rain. We finally got it. Pouring out. Oh, Lynn's talking to me.
Look at the barnyard.
Yeah, we're getting it now. So I hope all those people that need water, hope they're getting it too. We really need it bad. So this time of year, most time you get rain. What are you having there, honey? Coffee? Got any Baileys in that? Hey? Do you like your little house, hon? And your porch? Hey, be nice, Lynn. That's right. You know your place, honey. Be nice. Yeah, we always wanted a waterfall. Got one coming off the roof now. Yeah, that's really pouring. So I think it's about 5 o'clock at night right here right now. So, oh yeah, good rain, good rain. Good rain. Not for making hay. Well, not for making hay, but good for growing hay. I should say that. Yeah, we're expecting a bad night tonight and bad weather all day tomorrow. So, sorry for you guys that had the second cut in the field. You should have known better. But I'm extremely happy that it's raining. Aren't we, Lynn? Are we happy? Are we happy?
You're gonna have to talk louder, they won't hear you.
Are you happy, Lynn?
Honey, I heard that already.
Okay.
Well, the rain has stopped, and if you listen, you can hear all the crickets and insects out there. And we're gonna call that a night and see what tomorrow has in store for us. I know Arnie's gonna talk to you a bit more about how he changed the lamb's feed and stuff, so there'll be a lot of that tomorrow. But there's always more than one thing, so I hope you'll join us again for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.